Hey, what's happening, guys? So let's get started. Actually, in the last video I just said that I would be talking about control statements, but before I get into that, let me give you a real quick introduction to what is known as Java keywords and expressions. So let's get started. Let me go and create a new project, and as usual, Java, click on next, and then I'll click on actually create a project from template, and I would say command line app, and obviously I'll click on next and let that be located wherever it is, and this time I'll give it keywords and expressions. Alright, so if I click on finish, obviously we would expect a main method to be loaded, right? And the name of the class is main. Alright, so let's get started. Now in Java there are certain things called as keywords. What is a keyword? A keyword is like a reserved word which you cannot use for variables declaration. Let me give you an example. Now int a is possible, right? So is int abc, and that is also possible. Let's suppose I want to create a variable called int, not like this, not like abc. I'm trying to create int and then another int. Now this is not possible because it's a keyword. Why? Because it's a keyword. Now what is a keyword? See, this keyword int is a reserved word which you cannot use for anything else apart from its actual purpose. So int is reserved for declaring an integer, and that's its purpose. You cannot use it for creating an integer. Suppose you want to create a keyword like a variable like this, int 32. Now this is a valid number. This is a valid keyword. To know, I'll give you one more example for a keyword. Let's say break is an example for a keyword. Anything which is inside IntelliJ with blue color is a reserved keyword which you cannot use it for variable creation. If I say continue, that's a keyword. All of these are not usable words for variable declaration. And to know more about the possible keywords, we have about 50 keywords in Java. One more is public. So for that, what I would do is I would just link it up in the description. So list of Java keywords, and again here we have it from the official documentation itself. So that is the idea about keywords. Now the next thing that we need to know is what is called as expressions. Think of expressions like not so fancy, it's not so scary and fancy. All you need to know about an expression is that expression is, think of it like a mathematical statement. Now in mathematics we say a equals b plus c, right? And we even say abc equals a. Now anything of this sort is called as an expression. So a equals 82. I mean anything which is in the mathematical form, which contains operands and an operator. Not just one operator, you can have multiple operators. One more example for an expression would be a equals b into anything, b into c by 54 plus 7 plus ck plus kj, whatever. So anything of mathematical form is called as an expression. Why do we use an expression? Well, let me give you some practical examples for an expression. If, let me just say, a is larger than 6, then a is larger than 6. Okay, then do something system dot out dot println would, let's say, larger than 6. Okay, and if we say else, we do something like this system.out and say not larger than 6. Now in the context of this if statement, don't worry if you don't know what is if and what is happening here, but just notice that this is an expression, and anything inside the println, this is also called as an expression. This is also called as an expression. If you have any mathematical statement, a equals b plus d plus e, now this is also called as an expression. Anything mathematically represented is called as an expression. So here we have, all of these are expressions, and to your kind notice, okay, let me just come down a little bit and then ask you this simple question. Let me write a piece of code, and then you will recognize which one is an expression, which one is not an expression. Let's not worry about the declaration and any errors that the IntelliJ IDEA would throw, because we are not really worried about the execution part of it. We are only understanding what is an expression. Now in this piece of code, tell me which is an expression, which is not an expression. Go. If you said this is an expression, this is an expression, this is an expression, you're right, because we know that anything inside the bracket here is an expression. Here inside, this is a mathematical statement, this is yet another mathematical statement, so therefore these are all called as expressions. So I hope you are clear about what is known as an expression. In the next video we'll continue.